How dare she call me a racist? When Steve joined that far-right group, I put myself in harm's way to help him get out.
I don't think Celeste is suggesting you're anything like the far right.
Okay. But she is saying I'm prejudiced. After she's seen how I act with you and your family. Yaz is my best friend. Would I even speak to her if I was?
Peri, you have been an amazing friend to my family. There's no doubt about that. But did you ever think that maybe Celeste and Martine's experience with you might have been different to ours?
I admit. Yesterday, I was in a rush and I made a split-second decision.
And it was one I know a student nurse shouldn't have had to make. I'm sorry you were put in that position, but that's no excuse for acting unprofessionally, and I'm going to have to report it to your manager. But you know, we don't turn people away, Peri. If they have an appointment, we see them. That is never your decision to make.
But that decision had nothing to do with race. I treat everyone equally.
I know you intend to. But with the best intentions in the world, we are all still products of our society. And what we see on TV, what we read in the newspapers, it affects the way we think. Sometimes for good, sometimes for bad.
If you're saying I've been brainwashed, you're wrong.
I'm trying to say that it's possible that without your knowing, a seed has been planted in your head. And it grew into a weed of prejudice that influenced you to treat Martine unfairly. Unconscious bias, Peri. Not deliberate, not planned. We can all be guilty of it. You, me.
You? You're not white.
Just because a person isn't white doesn't mean they can't have prejudices. We have to unlearn them.
I'm not racist, Misbah.
I would never say you are. But are you also saying that you can't be prejudiced? Even for a split second when you're in a rush? Because if so, you're a better person than I am.
You were right. Trying to get through to Peri was a waste of time.
You see? What did I tell you?
Walter, don't look at me like that. I know you would have preferred if me and Peri left holding hands and singing Kumbaya.
I would have approached Peri differently, but actually, I'm very proud you stood up for your mother.
You are.
Celeste is not the only member of this family to have to stand up to prejudice. I just wish we were not put in a position where you still have to make such a stand.
Exactly. I'm not doing this for a bit of fun. It is mentally and emotionally draining.
I understand, but she's never seen the world through your eyes. So when you come with an opposing point of view, no matter how reasonable you're being, she can only see an angry black woman. Sadly, that is the burden, or one of the burdens that you have to bear.
Okay, so how do I get my point across?
If I knew the answer to that, I would have a Nobel Peace Prize, and we would all be holding hands singing Kumbaya. We might have different approaches, but we both have the same goal. And what I have learned is you cannot always get people to change their mind. But the important thing is we make a stand.
I know I'm probably the last person either of you wants to see right now, but I wanted to say I'm sorry.
Do you know what you're saying sorry for, or did someone just tell you to say it? And this is exactly the problem. If you don't know what you're apologizing for, then what's to say it won't happen again?
What Celeste is trying to say is that you should have listened rather than just being defensive. And then you would understand the problem. And then maybe this whole thing wouldn't be such a big deal.
You're right. I thought I knew better, which is why I shut you down. But I was wrong. I genuinely am so sorry. I'm going to work on checking my privilege. And Martine, I know I didn't make things easy for you yesterday. But if you come to your appointment today, I will try and get your results for you as soon as possible.
Thank you.
Well, what are you waiting for?
Right. Okay, Peri, lead the way.
You know, you got Peri to come here and apologize. You could have acknowledged that. It is not a sign of weakness. After all, it was you who made her think. Now that is a victory.
I mean, yeah, I can't lie. I appreciate her coming here. I just wish I was more optimistic about the future, you know? Anyway, let's go home and cook Martine a meal so she doesn't have to after her appointment. We can make it special.
You know as well as I do that there's only one of us that has the skill to make a special meal.
Yeah? That's big man talk. Let's see what you got.
Martine, could you wait for a second?
Oh, Peri, you've already apologized for yesterday. And Celeste, she will accept your apology too. She just needs a little time.
It's not that. Misbah's asked to see you.
Why?
I could get into trouble.
Peri, you promised me that you would tell me my results the minute you had them. So what is it?
The specialist has looked at your mammogram. I shouldn't be telling you this, but it's not a cyst. Your lump is suspicious.
What does that mean?
It means you can't leave just yet.